Hi witches. So today I'm going to share with you my thoughts on this book, The Complete Grimoire, Magickal Practices and Spells for Awakening Your Inner Witch by Lidia Pradas, Pradas. Sorry, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but she is the creator of Wiccan Tips. That's what it says on the front of her book. So, I just flipped through this book, and first of all, let me tell you that the imagery in here, I don't really connect with the imagery in here. Here's an example. Let me find it. Check this out. What is that? I don't know, that looks kind of freaky to me. Not really connecting with that image. Not really sure what's happening there. This is a section on feel your inner energy. I don't know. Are you feeling your inner energy when you look at that image? Because I'm not. Sorry, I hate to be like a stick in the mud, but images are really important to me. Like I'm a very visual person. Some of them are okay. This is an okay picture. This is a section of witchcraft FAQs. But I saw some others. I was like, ooh, what's going on there? I mean, here's divination. Is that really the best you could do for a divination? Come on. AI could give you something much better than that. So speaking of that, when was this book published? Let's just see. Um, 2020. So it's only like 3 or 4 years old. Okay. So the contents of this book are a couple page introduction, 6 pages of witchcraft FAQs. We'll go over those in a minute. 20 pages of first steps. We'll also go over that in a minute. 10 pages for altars and tools. About 15 pages on Wheel of the Year. 75. About at least 15 pages on crystals. 91, about 15 pages on herbs. On divination. About 25 pages on divination. Working with spirits and deities. Got 10 pages on that. And then the last chapter, chapter 9, is about correspondences, rituals, and spells. And for that, it looks like we've got another 15 pages. Then the remainder of the book, this book is like 170 some pages, including the glossary, acknowledgments, disclaimer. Okay. So much of this, anyway, I would say, is in books that you may already have in your collection, like altars and tools. Pretty basic stuff as a witch. Wheel of the Year. For Wheel of the Year reference, I really like Llewellyn's Wheel of the Year. They've got 8 books. I like those books for Wheel of the Year because it really gives you an in-depth, gives you old ways, new ways, how to celebrate, recipes, and all that. So that's Llewellyn's book, and there's 8 of those. I forget what they're called exactly. Sabbats, I think. So let's see what she says about your first steps. So one of the things that I guess I'm not really connecting with on this is it's just a lot of reading. It's just a lot of words, not a lot of pictures. And the way it's split up, it's just read. Mother Earth and the energy of the universe and the 5 elements. So we're learning about that in the first section called First Steps. So we're learning about the universe, the energy of the universe, and the 5 elements, of course, which are air, fire, water, earth, and spirit. She does give a little chart here, which could be useful to put into your Book of Shadows, your grimoire, reference chart for the direction, the elements, like their direction, their color, their symbol, their area of influence, and their altar representations. As an example, for fire, your direction is south, your color is red, the symbol is an upward triangle. The influence area, passion, courage, love, energy, strength, and inspiration. And altar representations, candles, dragons, salamanders, hot spices, and lanterns. So kind of basic stuff. Next we get into how to protect your inner energy with another, like, what kind of weird picture is that? I'm just like, this imagery, not to slam somebody's imagery, but like just not really connecting with it. So under the section called energy, inner energy and how to protect it, she goes into chakras and chakra colors. After that, it's breathing, meditation, grounding, and visualization. So I was intrigued by this picture here, which is in the meditation chapter or section. It's part of the first chapter of FAQs. But I was intrigued by the different ways that the hands are being held here or for meditation. So I was interested in that because I've never seen anything like that before. But here's the thing. Here's what you get for information about that. Because I kind of wanted to know, what did those different hand positions mean? So reading on about that, it says, here's a simple trick that allows you to be conscious of your state. Place your hands in your lap, palm over palm, or fingers interlocked, with your thumbs touching their fingertips. Your thumbs should create a straight line. I'm thinking that's that middle picture there where you see the fingernails kind of together. You see 3 images there. You see thumbs down, thumbs up, and then straight line. Okay. Your thumbs should be, your thumbs should create a straight line. If your thumbs create a V shape, you are too relaxed. If they create an A shape, you're too tense. Okay, but she doesn't tell you anything else about that. Like, okay, just to do it, and then there's no, like, nothing to tell you why it's that way. Thinking about how I meditate, I don't actually even fold my hands. I sit with my arms. When I meditate, I sit in a chair with an armchair so that my hands are like by my sides and on the armchairs, and I just relax my hands and close my eyes and make sure my feet are on the ground, and I'm just like, my body is relaxed into the chair. So I don't ever fold my hands into my lap like that, and I'm not sure what the purpose of having your hands folded is, and she doesn't tell you. So I'm like, don't find that very helpful. Let's see. She talks about ethics and witchcraft, which is pretty much everywhere. Here's another weird picture. Like, are those like the ugliest hands you've ever seen? The only thing I like is the tattoo I like the crescent moon tattoos on the wrist. But those fingers, they kind of freak me out. I'm like, they're kind of scary looking, like very weird. Here's something that's useful for me anyway, because I was just thinking about this. Identifying your projective hand and your receptive hand. Okay. Geez. Just a bunch of readings, like, I mean, I really think it's important when you're putting together a book like this, where you're trying to teach people, that you make it, I don't know, eye-appealing and then easy for them to kind of follow. If you just have like paragraph after paragraph after paragraph, Who wants to read all that? I don't. Anyway, I'm not sure what to read, what to get from this. Identify your projective hand and receptive hand. Let your hands rest on your lap and interlock your fingers. Which thumb is on top of the other? This is your projective hand. So I guess this is like a, you try this, just what naturally happens. So for me, this is how my hands ended up. I'm trying to show you. My left thumb is on top of my right thumb. That just happened naturally. So what does she say about that? Which thumb is on top of the other? That is your projective hand. That would be my left, because that thumb was on top. Okay, so I find that helpful for me personally, because I was just thinking about how I'm using symbols for runes, different symbols for runes to attract things in my life. Like I put the symbol for wealth, prosperity, and abundance on this hand. I was wearing it for like a week, and I'm gonna put more runes symbols on me for things that I want, because I believe in the power of these symbols, and I want to wear it. So like I'm trying to manifest abundance and prosperity, money, so that I can pay down some debts, so I can be debt free as I get closer to retirement. So that helps me. I was wondering, like, which hand does it go in? So when you say projective hand, what does she mean by that? Your projective and your receptive. So the hand that you receive in would be the receptive hand. For me, that would be the right, which makes sense. I'm right-handed, so okay. So thinking that through, if I wanted to receive money and I'm wearing a rune symbol, it should probably be on my right hand, because that is my receptive hand, based on this little exercise of putting your hands together and just saying what naturally happens. I'm sorry, I can't show it. What naturally happens with your thumbs when you do that. So try this for yourself. Like when you just put your hands together, which thumb is on top? That's your projective. So how you project things. Okay. A lot on that, right? Okay. Then we get into ethics and witchcraft, which is always a good thing for people to know, but I feel like it's pretty much stated in every single book. It's like, don't do spells that try to control other people or make someone fall in love with you or make someone do anything. Your spell work needs to be about you and the things that you want to bring into your life and how you want to change your life. So it's what you control, not what other people control. Okay. Let's see. Recharge yourself, walk barefoot outdoors. That's grounding to me. Okay, we are on to chapter 3. I think I went really quick through 1 and 2. Chapter 1 was the FAQs, witchcraft FAQs. Not a lot there that is not pretty common knowledge among witches, I feel like. You know, defining a coven versus a solitary path and the pros and cons of those. So I'm a solitary. And then for covens, do you need a coven to practice witchcraft? What's the difference between paganism, Wicca, and witchcraft? I don't know. I'm feeling like this is the Complete Grimoire. So far, I'm not impressed, in case you can't tell by the tone of my voice. So sorry. Sorry if I'm already like prejudging, because I flipped through this and the pictures turned me off. Okay. Anyway, carrying on. Chapter 3, altar and tools. Altar, singular. For me, personally, in my practice, I have at least 3 altars set up in my house right now. So there's not just one altar. So, you know, how you choose to use altars in your own practice is up to you. But I personally, I have one in my bedroom that is a little heart with a bunch of, with probably 6 or 8 rose quartz crystals in it. And then it has a $2 bill that I've had for, gosh, I bet I've had that thing for 40 years. And I rolled it up, and because 2 is like coupling, right? That's a couple. And that one that I have in my bedroom is just to bring in that energy of a partnership, a coupling, and other things that couples do. I'm single, by the way, so that would be nice if that happened. So anyway, moving on. So she talks about the altars and tools. Altar plates. Oh, this is an actual plate. Athame, bowline, Book of Shadows. And it's, you guys, it's just a lot of reading, which turns me off personally. Now, everybody's not the same. We go on to the next pages. We got the next page looks like this. Read, read, read. Deity representation, herbs, incense, jars, mirrors, mortar and pestle. This is really elementary to my view, in my view anyway. I hope that's not the case with everybody who's reading this. This may be, anyway, I digress. Then we have consecrating tools, things I wish somebody had told me. Create a portable altar. Wow, okay. Salt sourcing. Because of its properties, salt is one of the most popular elements with witches. It is usually a must-have in every witch kit. However, its sourcing may affect or disrupt its energy. You guys, you know what? This is only true if you believe that it's true. I personally do not believe that. I buy sea salt from Walmart. I buy Himalayan salt from Walmart. Salt is salt. And if you're ever worried about things that you purchase, that you're worried about what kind of energy could be with them because they're manufacturing, they're shipping, they're handling, all of the people touching them, putting them on the shelf, and then you take them home. So yeah, it probably does have a lot of energy attached to it. I would just choose to cleanse it. I would put it out under the moonlight, in the sunlight. Either one of those is a good source for cleansing. Let's see. She talks about finding inexpensive supplies. And here we have another like weird ass picture. Like, okay, what's happening here? These illustrations are just kind of freaking me out with their long nails and their long skinny hands. They remind me of like the scary witches from folklore. Alrighty, on to chapter 4. Wheel of the Year. How many witches do not know about Wheel of the Year and all of the holidays? So we spend in chapter 4 a good amount of time, 10-15 pages on Wheel of the Year. And each one of the holidays, so the Wheel of the Year, of course, is about the 8 holidays, the 8 witches' holidays. She gives you a chart of those dates and the holiday itself, and then the Sabbath type, event, northern. She gives you like northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere. So that's good for people who are, I'm in the US, not every witch that we connect with through our YouTube channel and through our learnings or teachings are in the United States. We have witches from the UK that visit our channel, which is pretty cool. So on each one of the holidays, she gives you correspondences, colors, evergreen plants, candles, magic, food, and then activities that you can do. So for Yule, it's like decorate a Yule tree. Wow. Burn a Yule log. Hang mistletoe. Exchange gifts. Hang wreaths. Prepare a feast. You guys, this is not earth-shattering information. You know, when I pick up these books, I'm looking for stuff that everybody else doesn't have. Because so much of what we get in witchcraft books is a repeat. It's just a repeat of information. What it is, it's like a whole lot of information that then you're expected to figure out what to do with it. So I'm always looking for something that either inspires me or provides me with some knowledge that I don't know. So far, and I'm on page 75, crystals, not much in here other than the, which is my dominant hand or which is my receiving hand and which is my, what does she call it? Receiving and projection hand. That was what I got out of this book so far in 75 pages. Okay, crystals, well known among witches, you know, crystal shapes, essential crystals, nothing that I haven't ever seen before. Crystal shapes. Seriously? Like, does that even matter to anybody? Who cares? And then we get how to use crystals with another kind of hideous illustration. Hideous to me. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I hate to sound negative, but I'm not impressed. I'm so sorry. Not impressed. We do get a crystal grid. And here's another thing. So part of the book already fell out. Bad printing. Crystal grid. This is your picture of a crystal grid if you want to know what the heck that is. Read, little picture. Okay. Toxicity. This is about crystals have different chemical compositions and some of them contain toxic compounds in their crystal structures. You know, I'm sorry. I'm feeling not connected to this resource at all. As you can probably tell. I think the thing about crystals is most witches know who are using them is that some of them can be put in water and some can't. So if you were going to put some in moon water and then you were planning to use it to make a tea or something else that you were going to ingest, you know you have to be careful with that. You also know some crystals can't even go in water because they'll start to either like break down or whatever. Here's things I wish someone had told me. Combine crystals with other items. You guys, this is so elementary. This is for like somebody who has never ever heard anything or done any reviews on or done any research or hasn't practiced. This might be helpful for somebody who knows absolutely nothing about witchcraft. But it's a lot of reading and not much else. So now we're getting into chapter 6. We're in chapter 6 and we're into herbs, and now we're going to get just a list of herbs with their how you use them. I mean, okay, not really helpful, not helpful. Let's see. She does give you a couple of, she talks about herbal sachets and jars, about burning herbs. Here is my favorite herb blend for regular cleansing. 1 part cedar, 2 parts rosemary, 2 parts lavender, 1/2 part frankincense. Okay. She gives you a recovery potion. This is a potion that my mother showed me, and it is one of my favorites. It works wonders to speed your recovery from a sore throat or a mild cold. All right, next up, kitchen witchery. Again, first she talks about toxicity with some compounds and plants and reactions with your body and medications. Always ask your doctor. Things I wish someone had told me. Smoke cleansing versus smudging. Many people use smudging and smoke cleansing interchangeably, but they are not the same. Smoke cleansing has been around since ancient times. It is a practice that is present across cultures, although the herbs vary as people used what grew where they lived. In witchcraft, we use different herbs, flowers, woods, and resins for cleansing. Smoke is an effective way to disrupt and eliminate unwanted energies. It is also a great technique for blessing, connecting with deities, and enhancing your psychic abilities. Smudging is a tradition that originated with indigenous tribes in North America. Okay. And then she goes into that. You know, I'm just not finding her tips very helpful for me. Let's see. Next, we're on to chapter 7. divination with the scary fortune teller, reader, whatever you call her. She looks like, I don't know. I have a problem with the illustrations in this book. Okay. She does talk about 8 clear senses. Now, this is something that I don't usually see. So 8 clear senses. Gosh, God damn it. Okay, that's the section of the book that fell out that keeps falling onto the ground. So this is something that I don't see in a lot of books. So the 8 clear senses. The clear senses are psychic senses that allow us to feel or predict something. So we got clairvoyance, claircognizance. So clairvoyance is clear seeing, claircognizance is clear knowing, clairaudience is clear hearing, clairsentience is clear feeling, clairangency, clear touching, clairalience, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, clear smelling. Then we have clear tasting, and I can't say that word, so sorry. It's clear gustance, something like that. Then clear empathy, clear motion. So I haven't seen that in a book, so that is something that I have not seen included in any of the books that I've looked at, and I have many, many, many books on witchcraft. So, like I said, what I look for in these books when I come across them is what's in here that's not in every single book on witchcraft that you can find on any shelf. What sets this book apart from all the other books that are out there, and why should I buy that book, and why should I use that book as a reference? So that's something I didn't see. Then, of course, there's tarot. So we get into tarot. We're now in, we're still on whatever chapter, divination. So, of course, tarot, not just basic. There are some layout, some spreads, different spreads to use in here, and she describes those, how to do them. She talks about pendulum, runes, and then, let's see, scrying, dream interpretation, chiromancy, which I've never heard of that before, and it's spelled like this, Carromancy. So I've never heard of that before, so let's see what that is. Chiromancy, hopefully I'm saying that right, is the interpretation of shapes in wax. Okay, never heard of that before. Then we have palmistry. Another interesting illustration of the palm. She goes over the lines. Through all the lines, she tells you about each one of those. In her things I wish someone had told me, divination is for advice. Bond with your divination tools. Okay. Then we have the next section. This is chapter 8. Working with spirits and deities. Excuse me while I pick this piece up that keeps falling out. It's not a section, it's just pages. So it's not like it was supposed to come out of the book. It's, oh shit, the book's falling apart, look. Not good. Not good. Sorry. You guys need to use a better publisher or printer or something. Anyway, working with spirits and deities. So this is something that a lot of witches ask about in the Facebook groups that I'm in. So she talks about the spirit realm, contacting spirits safely. Here's a little kind of weird illustration for you. Honoring the dead, and then she gets into some deities. Sorry, that was my dog. He's barking at other dogs. So she does have a list of deities in here and tells you a little bit. So this is a page about deities, and you can see she lists each one, has about a paragraph written for each. Yeah. Okay, things under, in this section, things I wish someone had told me. How to meet your familiar. Another thing that I see witches asking about. If you're trying to find your familiar, be patient and receptive. Your familiar will appear when you are ready, and it can do so in any shape. Listen to your intuition. Do you feel a special or spiritual affinity with some type of animal? If you are having difficulty finding it, try meditation or lucid dreaming, which she covers on page 121 of this book, to contact spirit and ask for its help. Okay, once we get into chapter 9, now we're in chapter 9, and this is about correspondences, rituals, and spells. So let's see if there's anything revelatory in here. So first we're going to talk about colors. We're going to talk about flames, wood, and this has to do with items such as wands. And altar plates can be made from different materials. One of the most traditional is wood. Okay, I'm done. You know, I guess you can tell by kind of my tone of voice, and if I've rolled my eyes a few times, then you've seen that too. Because I'm sorry, but this book is really, I'm not impressed at all with it. I don't think there's a lot of new information in here, and I think the fact that you have to read just page after page after page of text, for me, that's not helpful. It might be helpful for you. If that's your vibe, cool. This might be a book for you. She does talk about sigils and candle magic, but again, it's like you're just reading a bunch of text. It's making me tired already just looking at it. Glamours. That's a new term for me. Glamours are a specific type of spell that focuses on creating an illusion, particularly in the way you are seen by others. They are the typical beauty spells, but they are more versatile than that. I don't think I've heard of glamours. And we have amulets and talisman, but again, this is what you learn, you know, if you can see, we got 2 paragraphs on amulets and talisman. I mean, for me, those things are big, and then charms like the witch's ladder. Okay, yeah. I'm just not really down with this book. Sorry. And then we're done, and that's it. So. In case you can't tell, I'm not impressed with this book at all. For me, it doesn't have a lot of value. If you have it and you have had a different experience and you think that it's like a really great book, maybe you can share that with us in the comments of this video. For any other new witches, I think there's a lot of other better books out there that provide more than just a bunch of information that then you're supposed to know what to do with it or figure out what to do with it. Check out the review that I just did on the Witch's Journal, which I thought was a really great book. This one, I'm going to give it a thumbs down. For me personally, nope. No, that's it. Anyway, let us know what you think about this book or this video, or if you have any questions, and we'll see you next time.